Welcome back to Boca Raton. Are you thinking about moving or relocating to Boca Raton and you want to know what it's like living in East versus West Boca? Well, stick around this video. We're going to be talking about exactly what is considered East and West, what's the lifestyle of living in both of these areas, the real estate, and stay tuned to the middle. I'm going to include what it's like for a Florida man to battle an alligator in real life with a trash can, because Florida man always does something interesting. And at the very end of the video, you're going to get my personal experience and the reasons why I chose a particular location in East versus West Boca and why. So stay tuned to the end for the best information possible. So when first talking any discussion about East versus West Boca, it's going to be very important for us to define what do we mean by East versus West. And this is where things get kind of hazy and uncertain. A lot of people, they'll talk about Interstate 95. There's a whole new concept of Central Boca that kind of separates East versus West, and this is a whole new concept. But for the general conversation of this video, East Boca is going to be considered anything to the right of the Florida Turnpike. West Boca is going to be considered anything to the left of the Florida Turnpike. And to make things even a little bit more complicated, I definitely want to include certain parts of Delray into this conversation. I know it may seem kind of weird to include a different city, but to stay with me here, West Delray and West Boca are very, very similar. We'll talk about it later. Just to throw some things out there, West Delray, the very far end of Delray, they actually share the very same shopping centers. The kids in West Delray actually all go to Boca schools. So if you live in West Boca or the very far west part of Delray, you're actually going to be very, very similar in lifestyle. Your kids are going to play together, and to me, they're pretty much the exact same style of environment and lifestyle. So I'm going to include them together. The neighborhoods such as all the way up to Dakota, it's going to be a little bit cheaper than living in the main Boca region, but lifestyle in general is going to be very, very similar to West Boca. Now, the East Boca neighborhoods, some of the most common ones that you'll hear and know is going to be the Royal Palm Yacht Club. It's going to be a very famous neighborhood here, very upscale on the very far east part of Boca. You're going to have Camino Gardens, and Camino Gardens used to be an entire animal resort area. So check out this video where I talk about how you can find giraffe bones and elephant bones in your backyard if you dig hard enough in Camino Gardens. You got Palm Beach Farms right there in East Boca, and you have Mill Palm, a very nice neighborhood that's very different from a lot of places here in Boca because it's non-gated, but it's very tree lined. It reminds me of something very expensive up north, and it's a very pleasant place to be if you like to be active outdoors, especially during the summer heat. Those trees are amazing to have in your neighborhood. And again, West Boca is going to be everything that's going to be to the left of the Florida Turnpike. So this is going to include all the Lotus neighborhoods such as Lotus, Lotus Palm, Lotus Edge. These all can be grouped together in West Boca. You're going to have Mission Bay. It's a very ginormous neighborhood where you're going to have a lot of different types of housing, from single family, townhomes, everything in between there. And if you want to go very upscale, so very similar, upscale, cheaper, but a very upscale place in West Boca is going to be Boca Bridges. So if you're looking for something a lot more upscale and a more exclusive, Boca Bridges is where you're going to want to be in West Boca. And just to put in perspective, the drive between Mission Bay, a very West Boca neighborhood, and Gumbo Limbo, a very popular East Boca Park right here next to me in the water area. It's going to be, according to Google Maps, a 30-minute drive with little traffic. However, it definitely feels longer. Again, not scientific at all, but it doesn't feel like 30 minutes. It feels way more like 45 to an hour sometimes, especially with traffic here in Boca Raton. South Florida, east and west traffic can be the absolute worst to do because of all the traffic jams, and most people drive east and west in South Florida, not north and south. So that drive definitely feels much longer. Now we're going to go to lifestyle. So being a foodie myself, we're going to start talking about restaurants. And the main difference between East and West Boca is that in East Boca, you're going to get a lot of independent family-owned restaurants that are going to be very unique and different. And they give you a great experience because you could try something new. You could try a brand new place. But in East Boca, you still get those major chain restaurants as well. You also have your major fast food places such as Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, Panera Bread, any of those, Starbucks, Just Salad, any of those type of places. You can also get them in East Boca, but East Boca is going to be a lot more like Restaurant Row, a very family-oriented place full of independent restaurants that are not just the popular chain restaurants. And the best place for restaurants in East Boca is going to be Meisner Park and the entire downtown Boca area. And shout out to Ichiyami. It's my favorite sushi place here in East Boca for the lunch all-you-can-eat buffet. I know it's a buffet, but it's actually amazing. It's good quality, less than $17 for all-you-can-eat sushi. Best value lunch I've found here in East Boca. And you know, I have a 3-year-old daughter, so whenever I can take her somewhere and she can eat for free, I'm happy. So another place just to shout out is Bento on Military Trail. On Mondays, kids eat for free, and a lot of Mondays we do go there, and we both love the noodle bowls there, so they're some of our favorites at that particular restaurant. Now, West Boca, just because it doesn't have tons of independent restaurants doesn't mean you don't have options. So West Boca, you're going to get all the major chain restaurants that you can possibly desire: Chipotle, Taco Bell, Chick-fil-A, and your Starbucks, and you know, whatever chain restaurant you want, Olive Garden, you'll get that in West Boca. And you do get occasionally some independent restaurants there, but not as frequently as you would in East Boca. The independent restaurants out in West Boca tend to be the Asian restaurants. So if you like that, you definitely get some there. But if you want those independent, unique pizza places, Italian, French, a big variety, you're gonna have to be in East Boca for that to get those amazing cuisines. Now, continuing on talking about food, grocery stores are drastically different in the two areas as well. So in East Boca, you have access easily to Costco, Trader Joe's. The only Trader Joe's in Boca is located in East Boca. There you can get tons of fresh produce, some unique dishes as well for a very cheap price. You have Aldi. Again, Publix is everywhere throughout Boca, so you never go wrong. If you love Publix, you want to shop at Publix, great. You'll always have food in Boca in general. But West Boca will have the only Walmart in the entire Boca Raton area. So if you like shopping at Walmart for food or Target, that's going to be in West Boca. So West Boca does have, you know, your major chain type grocery stores, and they do also have an Aldi as well, but they don't have that Trader Joe's. I feel like the Trader Joe's here is amazing. They have a lot of unique dishes that my family and I love trying, and I'm glad Trader Joe's is near us. Now, a next lifestyle difference between East and West Boca is going to be shopping. So in East Boca, just to start it off, we do have Meisner Park. Meisner Park has tons of boutique stores around Meisner Park itself, the downtown area, that have a lot of medium to high-end items that you and your family will probably enjoy looking at or purchasing as well. And we also have the Boca Town Center Mall, hands down the best mall experience in the entire Palm Beach County area. So it's very hard to go wrong with shopping in East Boca. Now, West Boca, you have Target, you have Walmart, that West Boca does not have, but you also have TJ Maxx, you have Home Goods, you have the Best Buy. Again, East Boca doesn't have these major chain shopping stores, so that's what you're into. If you want to go Old Navy, you have that there too. They just recently opened up this place called Uptown Boca. They want to bring in unique restaurants there. They already have a Sephora, so if you want to need access for your cosmetics, you can get it there as well, especially for your, Generation Alpha kids or Gen Z, the iPad kids that love going to Sephora these days on TikTok. There's a Sephora there for them as well. Now, talking about kids, another lifestyle difference is going to be your parks. And this is drastically different, East versus West Boca. So East Boca, you're going to have a lot more smaller parks. So these parks will be smaller, but very unique and different and scattered out throughout the entire East Boca Raton area. And some of these parks include the Sugar Sand Park, the biggest park here in Palm Beach County, with its free science museum for kids, this humongous play area with a mist park. It has its own, it's a merry-go-round where you get on the horse and you go around. Comment below if you know what that thing is called. It's where the horse goes around in a circle, and it's just an amazing experience for kids. It has, your baseball fields as well, basketball courts, anything you really need to be active. Sugar Sand Park does do that for you. Another standout location is going to be the Spanish River Library. So it might sound boring, that's a library, but outdoors, it does have a very unique walking trail area. That's a unique park for kids or adults to go run, be active, be outdoors, look at the different birds, reptiles out there. And if you want to go on top of the library, you can. There's a secret path up there. So don't tell anybody, but there's a nice little path so you can go up to the top of the roof of the library for some amazing views of the area. We have Patch Reef Park with this unique little playground area. Again, basketball courts, baseball courts for kids as well. One of my favorites that I frequent is going to be the Wildflower Park. It's right there on the intercoastal. You have a splash pad for the kids. I enjoy watching the drawbridge go up and down for the larger yachts that will drive through or coast through there. It's a good place just to relax. You can park there for 2 hours for free and then walk to the restaurants that are right there off of Palmetto. Another favorite for kids that my daughter absolutely adores is going to be called Gumbo Limbo. It is a wildlife reserve area that has an outdoor nature trail that's spectacular, easy to access. You can see all the wildlife out there, the alligators, iguanas. They have a butterfly exhibit sanctuary area. They're building a lookout tower in Gumbo Limbo. And some of the favorites are going to be the sea turtles. So they have these massive aquariums that will have these sea turtles that the kids can interact with and some exotic fish there as well. We went there for, I think it was like Light the Night or some type of Christmas event there where they put Christmas lights and they light up in Gumbo Limbo. They had the sea turtle mascot. They give them some hot chocolate in our 80-degree Christmas weather. And it's just a fun time for kids in general. We have that in East Boca. Now, West Boca, what they do, instead of having all these unique, very different style of parks spread throughout the entire area, they have one ginormous park called Birds Arison Park. And this one, you do have a nature trail that's actually quite nice. You do have a lot of walking paths, sidewalks, you have your basketball courts, you have baseball fields. And what makes this park really different that the other ones in East Boca does not have, it actually has an entire water park. Yes, a water park that's inside of the park as well for your kids to splash, have fun. And that's what really sets it up to be different. The entire area wise of the park is ginormous. So again, it doesn't have these smaller spread out parks like East Boca has, but in West Boca they have that humongous park where everybody kind of accumulates. When they have concerts, events, they have like an amphitheater area out there as well. So everything is right there in one area for West Boca residents. Another thing that's drastically different is your beach access. So if you're moving to Florida, you want to get an ease access to the beaches. East Boca by far is a big benefit. You get a yearly pass for $80 or so per car, and you can go unlimited amount of times throughout the year. If you need help with the beach pass or setting that up, please send me a text. Write me below. I love to help you with a beach pass or relocating down here. I am a licensed real estate agent. I love helping people just like you move down here just like I did years ago. So please reach out to me. I'll love to help you. But going back again to the beach passes, these beach passes allow you to they allow you to go to the dog park. It's called the Bark Park Dog Park. It's kind of hard to say, but it's a very unique park where you can take your dogs here in Boca Raton. It allows you to go to Red Reef Park where I'm at now. I go here very frequently. I love to run in this area, go to the beach. It's a very nice, exclusive beach area. Again, it's the weekend. It's not that busy, never really busy because it's only for residents for the most part. Unless you want to pay about $50 for parking for one day, it's pretty much just for residents. It's very exclusive, and I take that as a luxury that I love every single day. I'm at the beach, people are in the water, it's February. You won't get this in New York, you won't get this in Jacksonville. Pensacola, Destin, is too cold to be outside in the water, but you'll definitely get it here, and this place is beautiful. Then you have the South Beach Park. You can park there for free as well. However, the South Inlet Park, you do have to pay for parking. There's a secret way you can park there for free. I might do that in a separate video, but if you want to enjoy all the boats, the jet skis, and all these other crafts going in and out of the inlet area, that's also very, very fun to watch. You can see these jet ski people, go through the waves, and sometimes the person on the back falls off, and you got all these people dancing to music on the boats. It's good if you're into people watching. It's a very good experience, but you do have to pay for parking there if you live on East Boca as well. It's just something to be aware of. Now, West Boca, for the most part, you're gonna be paying for parking to go to the beach, but yeah, that that means you're more likely to try other beaches in the area. You'll probably go to Hollywood Beach, Delray Beach. You can go to your Boca beaches. Probably won't go to Red Reef. It's a little bit expensive to park here if you don't have the yearly permit. But there's tons of beaches in Florida. You're going to be a little bit of a drive away from the beach. So if you're going to the beach every single day, it may not be the best location. But if you go there every now and then, it's not that bad. It's just a little trip to the beach day, just to relax, hang out, enjoy the water. It can be a very fun experience. Another major lifestyle that's going to be very similar actually is going to be about schools. So East Boca and West Boca, if you go niche.com, if you go to greatschool.org, you're going to quickly realize all the Boca locations in East and West Boca all have A-rated schools. So if you're worried about your kids, you want them to be in the best school districts, it's really hard to choose the wrong location, East versus West. The only major difference is that if you have university-aged children, or if you're like me and you over-plan things like years in advance. So in the east side, we do have Florida Atlantic University that I'm already planning my 3-year-old to go there when she's, hopefully graduate high school at 16 or 17. And then you also have Lynn University that's very popular amongst the area, especially for healthcare and finance. It's a private university located right here in East Boca. You won't get any universities in West Boca and be forced to drive, 30, 40 minutes to the university if you lived your family in West Boca. Now, the last major lifestyle difference between East and West is going to be going out. So just put it quite simple. If you're going out, if you want to go to an event in Boca, most likely you're going to be going to East Boca. So every time there's a festival, an event, most of the time it's going to be near the Meisner Park area in downtown, or it's going to be the Town Center Mall. So you're going to East Boca a lot to go out. If you go during the weekend, you're going to meet kids that are going out to the restaurant. By the way, if you want a movie theater, there's only a movie theater in East Boca. So a lot of kids are going out to East Boca, young adults, old adults. You'll see a good mixture in East Boca. If you're in West Boca, it's not really that many places to go out per se. Yeah, you have your park, but you're going to spend a lot of your time going to East Boca to go out. Just to be honest, that is a trade-off of living in West Boca. The areas that you go to, enjoy the night out is going to be drastically different between the two areas. And I know a lot of people in their teens and, their 20s and early 30s, they like to go to Delray, right there in East Delray on Atlantic Avenue. Again, it's easier to get there from East Boca if you want that nightlife. Again, you're going to be driving a lot further from West Boca to get there. And beyond lifestyle, we need to talk about real estate. So if you're planning on relocating here and you're looking at houses, you're going to quickly realize East Boca houses are older, guys. They've been built out much longer. They're older, smaller homes that are actually more expensive, but you're arguably in a better location and you get lot sizes. So your backyards are bigger, your front yards are bigger, and you're just not right there next to your neighbor. You get some type of separation in East Boca that unfortunately, so you get some type of separation in East Boca. A lot of the homes in East Boca, yes, they're old, but most of them are pretty well built. They're usually a lot of center block style homes that are solid homes that have been remodeled, redone over the years due to desirability of their actual location. And another blessing, if you don't like HOAs and you don't like these gated neighborhoods, East Boca is definitely going to have a lot more options for you. You can go be in a very fantastic area, great schools, and you don't have to worry about an HOA or a gated community. You'll find that in East Boca. West Boca, you're going to find a lot more newer houses that are much, much larger and cheaper than living in East Boca. But with these bigger houses, you're going to quickly realize that they take more of the yard itself. So you're going to be a lot closer to your neighbors. It's not uncommon. You're going to have this massive home, look out your side window, and what do you see in your side window? Well, you don't usually just see a wall. You actually see your neighbor in their kitchen because you're so close. So take that in consideration. I've worked with a few buyers that, they talk about their backyard sides, and a lot of homes in West Boca, you get much, much smaller backyards, much smaller yards in general. The houses are bigger, but the yards are a lot smaller. Then you're going to get hit by usually an HOA. Most of West Boca is a lot of HOA neighborhoods. You can get some gated and non-gated, but in general, West Boca equals HOA. If you like that, great. If you don't like it, you may want to reconsider living in West Boca. Now, as promised, here's the clip of Florida man capturing an alligator with his local Florida trash can. Enjoy. Now, for the ending of the video, it's going to be, what did I choose and why? And if it's not apparent, I chose to live in East Boca because I've been in areas where I had to commute 30, 45 minutes to work, get stuck in traffic, and I knew for a fact I absolutely hated wasting my life in traffic. I wanted to be where everybody else wanted to be. I want to be very close to work, less than 10 minutes of a drive. And for me, my wife, my 3-year-old, it was very clear that we valued the location more than the size of the house. And I wanted a place for my daughter to be able to run around the house without, being right there at the neighbor's house. So we got a nice size 3-bedroom, 2-bath in East Boca with a good amount of yard space so I can grow a mango tree. I wanted a pool later, I can put a pool in. It's just enough room for us to grow in our outdoor lifestyle. My wife likes to garden, so it's just something that we had to consider, and we had to make a trade-off. Yeah, the house isn't, 3,000 square feet, but it gives us everything else that we need by living in an East Boca area house compared to if we wanted to live in West Boca. And just the idea of being in an HOA where somebody will start giving you a ticket if your grass isn't cut well. I've had a lot of personal, close friends deal with fines because their trash can was left out overnight. And that was just not a type of environment I wanted to live in. I wanted to come to Florida to relax, wanted to enjoy the sun, and I didn't want to have somebody else in control of my life and the home that I purchased. So we chose to live in East Boca, and we never look back. We enjoy it to its fullest, and I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't move out to West Boca, but everybody else has to make that decision. Do you want a larger house? If you do, maybe West Boca's for you, but for us, East Boca was the right decision, and we don't regret it any day. So if you like content like this about moving to Florida, especially Boca Raton, please like this video and subscribe. If you want to see the next video, click here to see more. Take care.